Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi today addressed the East Asia Summit in Laos. As the only leader in the room who had participated in most number of East Asia summits, he was given a rare honor of addressing the summit immediately after the host and the incoming chair. PM Modi focused on multiple issues pertaining to the Global South and pronounced the East Asia Summit a pillar of India's Act East policy. Modi began his speech by extending condolences to the countries impacted by Typhoon Yagi. He highlighted Indian humanitarian assistance to the countries that were impacted by the disaster. The Prime Minister called for peaceful South China Sea, even as he asserted the need to follow the principles of freedom of navigation and airspace in the region. Urging a free, open and inclusive and prosperous Indo-Pacific, Prime Minister Modi said the focus in the region should be on development and not expansionism. Now, addressing the situation in Myanmar, the Indian Prime Minister called for restoration of democracy in the wake of the civil war in the country. He also backed ASEAN's 5-point consensus initiative on Myanmar, underlining the need to engage with it while pointing out that the country cannot be isolated. Later, Prime Minister Modi joined his Laotian counterpart in a bilateral meeting. India and Laos signed multiple MOUs in the areas of skills, energy, infrastructure, education and others. Prime Minister Modi also thanked the Laotian Prime Minister for the warm welcome accorded to him. And WION's assistant editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibal, has sent us this report.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has concluded his visit to Laos, where the focus was on the ASEAN meetings. Earlier today, he addressed the East Asia Summit, where the focus was from everything when it comes to the situation in Myanmar, to South China Sea, to Indo-Pacific, and of course, India's support to the region in terms of the impact of the recent typhoon. Now, essentially, we know that there are three key pillars of India-ASEAN relationship: culture, economics and security. And as India marks a decade of its Act East policy, we have seen intensification of engagement, whether it is the visits by Indian leadership to ASEAN region or whether it is from ASEAN region to India. And this visit of the Indian Prime Minister to Laos is something that will further reaffirm the relationship between India and Southeast Asia. With video journalist Ajit Siddhant Sibal for WION in New Delhi.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.